Hey everyone, how's it going? I am Xeracon and I am back once again. Today I am doing a sort of tutorial slash review of Mednafen, which is a front end for emulators similar to RetroArch. And this is something that I've been interested in. This is something that a couple people asked about because of the video I made earlier this year. Or at least I'm pretty certain it was this year, not last year, talking about how RetroArch, I was not going to be using them or promoting them anymore after the incident with their dev team and whatnot. And so people asked, like, hey, what's something that I can use since you don't recommend RetroArch? And I said, I want to focus on just doing the standalone emulators, each one. But Mednafen was one that I found out a while before that point, and I was interested in trying out. But I never got around to it. And because of people asking about that, I said, all right, let's go ahead and do it. So this is the website Mednafen. Now, this isn't, it's not, I guess what you'd say, what you would expect, or doesn't seem like cutting edge. And this was actually unique in the fact that it does focus primarily, I guess you would say, on the older systems or systems you wouldn't necessarily use, like the Apple computers, like Atari Lynx, Neo Geo, WonderSwan, PC Engine, TurboGrafx 16, PCFX, Super Graphics, and Master System, Sega Master System. So I want to say that if this is something, if you are interested in like emulating these types of games, it probably would be good to check it out. Oh, and I also should mention, I see here, Virtual Boy as well. So if you want to play those games, this could be something that works out. I think if you are someone who wants to play other games like, NES, Genesis, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. In all honesty, I think that using this, I just don't find too much joy in using this, and I'll explain it as I do this setup here. But if you want to use it for the other systems, you could probably do that. It's just not something that I would recommend. Although I haven't tested these out, so I'm just going to assume that they work. I don't have any games for these types of systems, so I can't necessarily give credit or validate how well they work. But that's what it is. So what you're going to do is you're going to go here, and of course I will leave links in the description below so you can go and get to these. You're going to want to go to the right down to the install files, or get the right version. Don't want to get the unstable version because that could still have bugs. It's stuff that's still being worked on. So this is the newest one, Mednafen 1.29.0 as of the recording of this video. And you'll just click that, and then it should start to download for you. Here we go. Okay, never mind. It takes you here, and then you're going to want to download it for what you want. Now. It did actually mention here that, like, saying that, at least somewhere I saw talking about like how certain things, for some reason, the 32-bit version works better. I don't know why, but download what you want. If you're on Linux, you're getting this one. We're on Windows right now, so we'll be getting the Windows 64-bit version, and that'll download here. And we'll just click save. Now, it probably won't let me save. Actually, no, I don't even want to save in this right here anyway. Go to emulators. Probably won't let me save because I already have this version downloaded. Yeah, so I already have it. Already exists, so I won't be downloading it actually here. But then once you do have it, here we go, Mednafen 1.29 windows.zip, and then you're going to want to extract it. Now, I already have a special folder set up so that way everything is organized, because you're going to want to keep this organized, especially for the second half of this, which I'll explain in a moment after we take care of this. So extract it wherever you want to. This is just where I'm going to extract it to, Mednafen Final Mix, because I've been testing this thing quite a few times. All right, so here we go. Now we can just go right into Mednafen FM. Go right here. And also you're going to want to create a folder for the games. There's not a folder already set up for that, so you will want to create a folder. There we go, and then just type in games. So there you go, and then you'll want to put here, and then also create subfolders as well. And this is something that I've mentioned before, but always have folders. Always keep stuff organized so that way it's easier to know what you're looking for and where you want to go and like find all the stuff you want. So definitely do that. Oops. And then one more for Game Boy Advance. All right, and then you're going to want to go ahead and get the games that you want already prepared. Now these games here are just from previous testing with Mednafen, which is why there's not like a whole lot of them. Let's go back. And I'll just like do these games because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of testing here, just really to show you all how it works and how to get things set up if you decide to later on go in. So then, you'll want to go in and you say, all right, cool, we're ready to go, right? So we're just going to hit mednafen.exe. Oh, but what's this? No command line arguments specified. Yeah, this is what actually gave me the largest pain in the butt and left me with so much confusion. And this is why it took me a while to get this video done. So what happened is that Mednafen runs from the command line. So I found, I searched and tried to figure out what's going on, and yeah, it searches from the command line. It's not GUI based. So in order to actually get to run through a GUI, you actually need to have another application to work with that. So this is what I actually found to use: Med GUI, Reborn, and Metro Med. This is what I got. So you're going to want to also download this. Oops. And it should be getting ready to download. And also similar to Mednafen, that it should get download or what, buddy? Actually, you know what? I probably need to. Yeah, I probably just need to do that. There we go. And then it'll probably say hey, you already, oops, that's still in system apps, not downloads, emulators. Save. Yeah, and so again, I already have this folder or file. So yeah, so we don't need any of that anymore. But then that will just show you what you'll actually want to have. All right, so with that out of the way, you will want to go back to your MedGUI Reborn, and you'll want to also extract this in the same folder as you had with your the Mednafen folder. So extract files. Mednafen final mix. All right. And that's going to extract there. Okay, and so then what you're going to do then is go into the folder here, and you're going to want to set up MedGUI Reborn. So what you'll actually no, there's something we actually need to do first. So just go ahead and hit MedGUI MedGUI r.exe. Start that up. And it says, do you want to start MedGUI with the top icon menu or old style text menu? Yes equals icon menu. No equals textual menu recommended. And this thing has quite a few, as you can see, spelling errors throughout, which, kind of made me a bit nervous when I first got this, but it seemed to be on the up and up as I worked with it. But yeah. So what you'll do then is you will go to what you're going to be looking now is for the folder which actually has Mednafen on it. Now you don't want to click the exe, you just want the folder for Mednafen, so that way it incorporates everything in there and works properly. So the folder which has Mednafen and all the files in there, you'll just click that. So just hit that, and it's going to automatically like have everything selected here, like which it needs to do to work. So once you do that, just hit OK, and then you're good for that. And it says new MedGUI reborn version detected. I've created a backup to prevent corruption of mednafen.config. Hit OK. And then from here, you're actually going to want to create ROM paths for all your different games. So I've seen this default ROM, which shows you like where the system files or like for Mednafen is. But then for the games themselves, you're going to want to find the games. So you'll want to go to where you put the games in for, download emulators, .fm. Yep, so that's what I was mentioning before. And then you'll just hit the folder. Like you don't need to like select any game, just the folder itself, which has the games, or in this case, the subfolder. Hit OK. And then Mega Drive. Same deal with that. And then for any other games, then you also go to ROM path 2 for the rest of the games here. And then from that point, then you'll go over here on this side, and you will just click whatever you want to play, like for example, Game Boy Advance, and then the games will automatically show up here. And at this point, we can actually now go ahead and start playing the games, or at least getting the controller set up. So after that, let me just turn on my Xbox controller, let that connect. Let's see, that should be showing up any second now. And there we go. All right, so then you're going to go to config and go to joypad. And then it like takes a few seconds for this to like pop up. I don't know why, but it does that. Here we go. And then from here, you'll just configure your controller as you choose. All right, is that not doing the thing? Yeah. Like this, honestly, is also another reason why I don't really care for it, because this was not didn't seem to respond before. And actually, let me see if I should hit direct input. See if that all right, I forgot. Yeah, that is weird. Huh. That is definitely weird, because it's giving me more trouble than it did before, which is odd. I'm not really seeing any indication that it is working. Let me try this again. Okay, you know what, just for the sake of argument, just so we don't spend too much time here, I am going to pretend like we actually set this up. And let me close this out and then actually go into another Mednafen folder where I know it should be working. Mednafen GUI .r. All right, and here we go. I just want to play Game Boy because, oh, whoops. Now that actually is my fault there, because I actually, all right, let's just play SNES. I accidentally transferred the files instead of copying them, so that's my fault there. Let's play. And so yeah, as you can see, it does work, and it does do what it's supposed to do, but it does seem like it's a bit more of a hassle than I would care for it to be. Oh dear. Now it seems like the settings that I had set before aren't being recognized, because I definitely configured the controller to work in this version of Mednafen before, but now it doesn't seem like it wants to work. So you know what? Yeah. So as you can see, this definitely is a bit rough around the edges. Like, let me try one more time and see if it'll work or not. All right, A. Yeah, it's definitely not responding at all, which is weird. Definitely weird. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now it seems like it's working. Or maybe it's not working. We'll see in a second though. Alright, so let's see if this actually works now. I hope it does. Oh dear me. Yeah, that's horrible. That's not working at all. I mean, granted, like, the keys probably work. Let me see. Yeah, the keyboard is working. So like, I guess if you wanted to play on the keyboard, you could do it. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Wow, this is even worse now. Game's frozen. Cool. So yeah, so I guess the answer to this all is, do I think Mednafen is worth it? Absolutely not. Like, I don't think I don't recommend this at all. Like, here's something that I would recommend. Let's see here. VBA. Here we go. Virtual Boy Advance. Look at this. Look at this. Boom. The game's like right here. All right. Here we go. Go here. Open the game. Let's see. Let's go play a game. Now let's play some Metroid Zero Mission because that game is goated. Whoops. Oh wow, look at this. You see, like, this is simple, no hassle whatsoever. And this is just a standalone emulator. Like, this isn't me getting all the games, like all the other different emulators. So, like, I'm only playing Game Boy Advance, and you can actually play Game Boy Color, Game Boy games because of backwards compatibility, but it's working fine, it's doing its job, and at the end of the day, that's probably like the most important thing for me for the emulator, since I'm not using like a main front end. And again, also, like, as I mentioned before in my RetroArch video, like, you can also, if you want to like have all the games in one place, like, to launch them and stuff, you can just put them in through Steam with the Steam ROM manager, and not only will you have like the games like listed in your library, you can still run it there and just play it as any other game in your library that is natively there. So that's something you could do. But you don't need to see any more of this. This is just to show you, like, yeah, this is what I am using. This is what I'm using. I'm just using the standalone emulator, and it's good for me. But I hope that this answers, like, your questions about, like, hey, what do you use? Like, this is what I use. I just use standalone emulators, Virtual Boy Advance. I use SNES 9X. I use, EPSXE. Also, DuckStation I'm starting to get into, using Dolphin, but Dolphin was already standalone as it was. And same thing for any other like emulators. That's what I use, just like standalone emulators, and that's fine and dandy for me. So I hope that this is good for you. And again, also, like I said, if someone wants to use like an older emulator, like the Apple II computers, or using TurboGrafx PC Engine, it could work for you, but your experience might be a bit bumpy. So please let me know if this helped you. I'm gonna be deleting this because, or at least deleting these files because this is really just a waste of space on my drive, and I'm not gonna be using this ever again. So I mean, I could answer any questions you have about this, but as you can see, I was experiencing difficulty, so I don't know how much of a help I'll be for you, but I will answer them to the best that I can. So until next time, everyone, I am Xeracon signing off. Have a good one.